Disclaimer: the following is a non-profit fan-based review. Black Clover is owned by Crunchyroll, Viz Media, Studio Pieria, TV Tokyo, Shueisha, and Yuki Tabata. Please support the official release. While it looks like Yuno has won, Lucius fools him as he only killed off a clone. That's not a good sign. Hey guys, LA1997 and welcome back to page 361 of Black Clover. First off, I want to apologize for not doing a full video on page 360. I really wanted to cover that chapter, but I was busy in IRL. On the bright side though, I at least was able to do a short of it, so that counts for something. Glad you guys enjoyed it by the way. But back onto the chapter, it's no surprise that the battle is far from over. Had Yuno defeat him right then and there, then it would have been over. But thanks to Lucius cloning himself, this will bring a whole new level of disaster for all of them. So, how was he able to do it? Let's find out. Continuing where we left off, Yuno managed to cut Lucius in half. While he believes that he has won, that's when another Lucius appeared behind him. As he blocked his attack, Yuno is just left confused. He knows that the one he took down was real, but yet the one that appeared behind him is real too. So what's going on? Well, before he can realize the situation, that's when the kingdom started to shake. Parts of the building started to rise from the ground, leaving everyone shocked. Lucius explains to Yuno that thanks to the magics he possesses, soul, body, blood, and bone, he's able to duplicate a clone of himself. And even though he can't predict this world's future, he still believes that his plan is flawless as he'll be able to recreate this world and rule it as the Wizard Emperor. All the while, we see the real Lucius sitting on his throne in his palace observing the battle itself. And that's the reason why he kept his siblings alive. Not because he needs them to fight for him, he just wants to possess their magic for himself in case there's someone strong enough to beat him, like Yuno. Heck, that's also the reason why he sent out the clone instead of himself. That's crazy, but that's a smart move on his part. Yuno remarks that even if there's two of them, he can still take him down. But Lucius then asks, who said there was only two? That's when a bunch more clones of him appeared, leaving Yuno stunned, and Lucius saying to him, you were strong, Yuno Granburial. Oh, Yuno, why must you jinx it? So yeah, not only do they have to face the paladins, angels, even Lucius, but a clone army of him. And this chapter doesn't convince anyone that he's that overpowered that I don't know what else to say. Back on the ground, we see Kaiser and the rest of the Maginis face not only the angels, but one of Lucius's clones. One of the knights admits that it's over. No matter how you look at it, it's just impossible to beat him. But Noelle assures them that there's still hope. And she's right. There's only one person that could put a stop to Lucius's plan, and sadly, he's in a faraway country that's out of the kingdom's reach. But luckily, there is a way to bring him back home. We transition to a flashback where the Black Bulls arrive at the Witch Forest. Vanessa knows that the only person that can able to find Asta is through the Witch Queen, and so they ask for her help. The Witch Queen foresaw their arrival and knows where Asta is. He's alive in the foreign land. While this brought great relief on the squad, there's still a problem. Due to how far the Land of the Sun is from the Clover Kingdom, there's just no way for Asta to come back. But luckily, Dorothy has a solution. That's right, she's returned to the Witch Forest and already realized that in order to beat Lucius, they will need Asta, whose future can't be seen. And she believes that with the three greatest witches working together, anything is possible. Witch Queen remarks how this is the first time Dorothy has come back to the forest since she left her own. Even said of all the glove, but then gets caught out by Dorothy, telling her to take it easy. You know, seeing the two interact just kind of made me question, like, what was Dorothy's reason for leaving the Witch Forest in the first place? I mean, yeah, it makes sense why, because the Witch Queen is not that great of a person, but I do want to know how exactly did she let the forest without her permission? But since we're in the final arc, we're probably not going to know too much about it. But anyways, Witch Queen knows that the world is at stake, so she and the witches will help them. In the last page, we see a giant spatial portal opening up with all the witches gathering around a giant spell circle and Pharaoh being in the main center. Since he's the only spatial mage in the group, he'll have to invoke the Garganta compound spell, the Door of Fate. You'll also get this convenient moment with Finro believing that this is a sacrificial ritual, but Dorothy assures him that all he has to do is think of the person he wants to meet and he'll meet them. Meanwhile, at the Land of the Sun, we see a familiar Black Bull robe being handed to by none other than Asta. The chapter ends with Asta grabbing his robe and preparing to head home. Like I said in my short, this chapter just shows just how overpowered Lucius is as a villain. Think about it, he can not only manipulate time, gravity, and soul, he can even clone himself as many as he wants, thanks to the combined magics of his and his siblings. He now has an army of angels, paladins, and clones of himself. All the while, the real Lucius observes the battle from his palace. He may not be able to predict this world's future, but that doesn't mean he didn't come up with a contingency plan in case something goes wrong. But yeah, he's that powerful and smart. But thankfully, he won't be for long when Asta returns. The Black Bulls now have a way to bring him back thanks to the Witch Queen and Dorothy. For the Witch Queen, it's been a while since we last saw her in the manga. We see her in some episodes of the anime canon, but not in the manga, so it's nice to see her again. As for Dorothy, I was wondering where she was, or if she was going to be in the battle, but it makes sense for her to return to the forest and knows that Asta is the one that can beat Lucius. Although, with her in the Witch Forest, who is exactly leading the Corps of Peacocks? The obvious answer? Her vice captain, Krish Vermilion, Mimosa's brother. We haven't seen either of them in the battle yet, but we're probably going to see them soon enough. But what do you guys think? Is there anything I may have missed or mistaken when covering the chapter? Please let me know in the comment section below, alright? Overall, this was a solid chapter and proves on how powerful Lucius is, but his greatest downfall will be when he faces Asta again with his ultimate counter move, Zenten. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace!